Back with another it's going to be season 17 number 4, and we are up against Guerreros Z, or GT40. So before this war starts, while I'm just choosing my champs, I'm just going to talk about what happened in War 3. So obviously I didn't make a video on War 3, and the reason I didn't do that is because I had no fights to show you. So I only ended up doing 2 fights, and I actually had the recording fail for the second fight, and since I did them both at the same time, like in the same run, that means I don't have any video to show you. So I'll just tell you what happened. Section 1 I was backup, and then Section 2 I took Path 5, and the first one was a Night Thrasher, which I killed very easily with Ghost, and then I went in against Venom, and while I was about 60% done the fight, he was at about 40% health. I was fighting with Ghost, and this was on Special 2 bias with Unblockable, so not a great matchup. Just going to pause it while I talk about that war. And while I was doing that, I actually had, I was sitting in my living room, and my connection just completely disconnected randomly in the middle of the fight. There was nothing wrong with my Wi-Fi. I have absolutely no clue to this day why that happened, and it just honestly doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, that's what happened. So when I backed out, obviously I lost an attack bonus. I'm in just for the purpose of showing skill wise. I'm not going to count this as a death towards the season, but I will recognize that there was attack bonus lost. So there's nothing I could have done because I didn't die. I was playing the fight absolutely perfectly. I was in a position where I only needed one more Special 2 and a few more hits to clean him up. It would have been a very, very easy solo. But there's nothing I could have done about it. And unfortunately, we did lose an attack bonus because of this. So I am going to say that, yes, we did lose an attack bonus, but no, it was not a death. It was a disconnect. So we're not counting that. Anyways, let's go on to this one. Let's forget about that war. Oh, and we lost the war just barely. It was 25 to 48, I believe. So 23 difference. Not a massive deal. So yeah, this is a flow global, and in Path 1 Section 1 we're taking Path 1, which has this invisible woman on it. I believe she is the only champ that I faced today that is not a control champion. And this node is Starburst, but her health pool is so low. At this time, I don't think I was running full suicides. I think I only had 1 point in each. Later in the war, I end up redoing my masteries just because it makes more sense. But I'm basically just going to throw my Special 2 here, and she's just going to die. So, yeah, I'm doing out with 97% health, and that's just from the Starburst. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, so I forgot to give the summary after the third war. So after the third war, we're 1 and 2, and I have 1 death on the season. Yeah, so let's continue. So we are going into Section 2, and in Section 2, I have Path 6, and both of the opponents on this path are actually going to be control champs. But on this first one, this is limited immunity. This is definitely the easier of the two. We're just going to take a moment to boost up, so I'll skip past that. We don't boost massive, just because I don't think this is very hard. But we are up against Clairvoyant, and what we really want is her to just throw Special 1s as much as possible. So I don't think she throws a single Special 1 in this fight, but it's not a hard fight. At this point, I did have full suicides on, so I'm hitting just as hard as I ever will. But yeah, she's up to her Special 2, almost at her Special 3, so I'm going to throw my Special attack, get her low, and then go for my tank the Special 3. She actually decides to come at me instead of using your Special 3, which is fine because I get a little more damage in. But I am using, my team. I'm running Ghost, Hood, and Wasp, so I'm running Wasp with the unblockable specials, and then Hood so I can take the damage. So right after there, counter off the Special 3, fire into another special of my own, and boom, up to 98% health. I actually healed 1% from the passive healing. So now let's go into the next fight, and this fight, I believe, is going to be... Yeah, okay, Doc Ock. So this is probably the second hardest fight I do this war. This is a really, really horrible fight, especially with Ghost. Ideally, you want to send a Magic to do this fight, but apparently we didn't have one, or to be fair, they did ask me if I could take this with Ghost, and I said yes. So the way that Doc Ock works is if he if he power gains a certain amount, or sorry, if you gain power a certain amount, then he is going to power lock you. And when you do that with phasing, this activates that part of his ability. So I am going to throw my special 2, just try to push him to special 3 here. But because of no retreat, that's why we were doing one hills and then parrying. In my opinion, that's the best method to do this, but there are multiple options. Right after I took this fight, I ended up going to bed. And by the time I woke up, actually not a single person had moved up. So it was kind of annoying because I wanted to take the minis in the morning. And because of that, we're actually going to take a death later on. Not me personally, the Alliance. So now that we're done that, we go up to this hood, we go into the next fight. So you'll notice that this Symbiote Supreme is a little down, and that's because someone tried to do this fight with magic. This is not a magic fight. Actually, who would be best? I think Doc Ock's probably the best option for this fight. But, yeah, whatever. I do end up buying that boost for 90 units, so it gets pretty expensive, but that's fine. So this fight is really, really hard and quite a bad matchup for Ghost. Take it first. I think I probably could have soloed this, though, if he was at 100. So yeah, I'm at 96 going in, and basically what I want to do is just hit him as little as possible. I'm not able to remove the power gain from Flow, but he is actually going to throw a lot of special attacks in this fight, so it's really nice. I'm definitely going to have to eat some special 3s, like right here, but it's nice not having to do that. So right here, you notice I'm at 97% health. He activates the special 3, and right out of the special 3, watch how low my health is. It's crazy. It's not gonna happen yet. So right here, look, one lack triggered a cruelty, boom, that much gone. I do a dex, another 20%. I do a special 2, boom, another 25% of my health gone. That's insane. Like, you cannot use a champ that has buffs against this guy. He just damages you so badly. And here I was actually scared that I was gonna disconnect, but end up but I end up pulling through and getting that fight down. So I was supposed to fight Namor, but someone actually said that I shouldn't fight Namor because they want me as backup for Warlock. Good thing they did say that, even though I think I would have gotten through Warlock without taking any damage. But I ended up being needed for backup. So our guy, that's a good Quake player, actually ended up dying on this Warlock, unfortunately, so I have to take it. This is a miserable counter. Alliance Battleground leaders for war, please never send a Ghost to do this fight. This is a horrible matchup for Ghost. And yeah. So basically on this node, it is debuff immune, and it is there's crit resist on this, so I'm going to crit less. Without the crit resist, this is not a bad matchup. This is a fine matchup. It's a decent matchup. But with crit resist, this just becomes an absolute cancer fight. And, yeah. So, luckily, this guy ended up doing a pretty good job with Quake and getting him down 38% to 62. So you notice my mediums aren't critting. Basically, in this fight, the way that Warlock works is if he activates a special 2, then it is going to put an armor break on you, so you want to push him to special 3. But of course, when your specials are never critting, well, against Namor, or against Warlock, your specials can't crit if he doesn't armor up, but when your attacks in general aren't critting, you're just doing way less damage. If this was anyone but Warlock on this node, pretty much anyone, not anyone, I shouldn't say that, pretty much anyone, this wouldn't be that bad of a fight. And so far, Warlock's not being bad. So I'm at 87%. I've got him down about 30, a little over 30%. But yeah. We're just eating special 3s. I think we eat one more special 3. And here, I'll just rewind right here. So I was trying to get him to hit into my phase, and he just would not do it. So he came at me just a little late and not fast enough for me to go into my phase. And now he's hitting me on the block, and what I'm trying to get him to do is use a heavy attack, but he just will not throw it. So I end up blocking a special 1, dexing that hit there. I got a really, really nicely timed crit, and another one right there. One more special 2, and I'd probably get him really, really close, but he is at 8% now, and boy, this is when it turns bad. So I'll eat that one more special attack, a special 3. I think that's the 3rd or 4th, probably the 3rd special 3 I ate this fight, and I actually get the phase off there, so I use my special 2, leaves him at 1% health. Where does it put him? Straight to his special 2. He uses it. I'm at 2%. Boom, I win. So he, right here, right before he activated the special attack, I was at 50% health. He goes right into his special 2. Right here. How much does it take off? 50% almost. 48% it took off. Against my block. That's insane. And I couldn't phase because of the armor break. Anyways, I did end up finishing that fight, so no deaths this war, and that is going to be the end of this war. So we ended up losing just barely. It wasn't 44-21. There was some test that didn't count. It was a lot closer than that. I think they won by like 12 or 13, not 20. Well, actually, that would be 19, but yeah. So we end up getting 5 attacker kills, 0 defender kills. I placed my defense with suicides because at the moment my alliance doesn't care about that. Because last season we placed with suicides every single war and still easily made Platinum 1. So yeah, but that is going to be it for this war. I hope you guys enjoyed. And right now we're sitting at 1-3 in the season, so we are looking to make a little bit of a comeback. Of course, these rankings don't mean anything, but we are Platinum. I can't remember where we are. We're somewhere around Platinum 2, rank 20, something like that. But yeah, that's going to be it. And right now we're sitting at 1-3, and I have 1 death on the season. I'm going to put a little asterisk beside the 1 for the rest of the season because technically I lost 2 attack bonus, but like I said before, this is meant to be a disconnect or not. So it's going to say 1 with a little asterisk. But yeah, 1 death in 4 wars, so we're on a really good pace. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.